Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and enjoy this fanfic part 1. Now let's start the fanfic. Hiruzen Sarutobi stood in the Hokage's office processing the events of the night. The Nine Tails escaped and attacked the village. Minato Namikaze and his wife Kushina Uzumaki were dead. Minato split the Nine Tails chakra and sealed it in his two children. Kushina's dying wish was for her children to be protected and looked after. Hiruzen called the clan heads together to discuss the matter. There was a knock at the door. "You sent for us, Sandame-sama." Hiyashi Hyuga entered the office followed by Fugaku Uchiha, Sume Inuzuka, Shikaku Nara, Choza Akamichi, Inoichi Yamanaka, Shibi Aburame and Kakashi Hatake. The Sandame looked across the room at the clan heads and Kakashi. "Yes, I did send for you. We don't have time to waste. However, you all need to know this." This earned confused looks from everyone in the room besides himself. The Yondaime and his wife are dead. They were killed by the Kyuubi. A collective look of shock and sorrow spread across the faces of the 8 people that were gathered. However, that is not all that has happened. Old Sarutobi grew stern. "What I am about to tell you is an S-rank secret. No one in the village can know about this." Hiruzen drew in a deep breath before continuing. Kushina had 2 children before she died, Naruto and Karin. Yondaime-sama split and sealed the Nine Tails chakra away inside of them. Hiruzen looked at the shocked faces of the clan heads. Kakashi, however, remained solemn. Kushina's dying wish was that they are cared for and looked after. "I have also decided to give them their mother's name. As you all know, if anyone outside of this village got word that they were Minato's children, the results would be terrible." The 7 clan heads nodded their agreement. "Do you have anything to add, Kakashi?" Hiruzen turned to the silver-haired Jonin. Kakashi looked the old man in the eyes. "Where do you propose they stay?" Kushina asked that they be cared for. Hiruzen nodded. "I plan on putting them in an orphanage, so that they may have the chance to grow up with friends and live normal lives. Unless there are any objections." The clan heads responded with agreed silence. "Good, and remember, no one can know who they truly are." Unbeknownst to the group inside, a masked Anbu ninja was listening into the entire conversation. Danzo will want to know about this." The ninja quietly shunshined away to report to his master. 8 years later, a young blonde-haired, 8-year-old boy ran through the streets of Konoha, paint bucket in hand, and a mob of angry villagers on his tail. Almost literally, considering the boy did indeed have a tail. But the young boy's speed was no match for the villagers as he raced off, easily making his way up to the rooftops and leaping across them to make his escape. "Haha, you losers will never meet Naruto Uzumaki, the future Hokage." His bright ocean blue eyes sparkled when he shouted behind him as he raced off towards the forest. His trademark grin plastered on his face and his whisker marks showing clear as day. The young Uzumaki laughed to himself hearing the curses and shouts of the villagers far behind him. "Those losers will never beat me. Especially if I'm going to be Hokage." Naruto's nose twitched, and he sensed another presence behind him. "Oh, Naruto." The shouting of his twin sister sent fear racing through him. He stopped on a rooftop seeing his red-haired twin standing in front of him. Her long red hair was floating, her glasses slightly askew, and a tick mark on her forehead showed that she was very visibly pissed off. Hey Karin, funny seeing you here." Naruto chuckled nervously. His sister, however, was not having it. "Naruto, were you pulling pranks again?" she said, her voice deadly quiet. Then her hair dropped and said in a much more friendly voice, fixing her glasses. "How many times have I told you to wait for me? I said I wanted in on this one." Naruto's sweat dropped, relieved that his sister wasn't actually that angry. She could be very scary when she was that angry. "I'm sorry, I just couldn't wait any longer," Naruto said. Karin huffed at him. "Hey, I've still got some paint left. Let's go hit old man Gigi's face." Karin's face instantly lit up, matching her twin's evil grin. "First one there gets to decide on dinner." Before they could take off towards the Hokage monument, the siblings each felt a strong hand on their shoulders stopping them from continuing onwards. "Uh-oh, Naruto, we're screwed," Karin said, not looking up from the ground. "Aw man, I covered my tracks really well this time, how did you find us?" Naruto said, also looking at the ground. "Do you have any idea how many times I have to chase you two down? You're both far too predictable," replied a very unhappy Iruka-sensei. "I blame you, Naruto," Karin said, crossing her arms. Me. How is this my fault? You heard Iruka-sensei, you're too predictable," Karin shouted back at him. Iruka just rolled his eyes and began dragging the two troublemakers back to the academy by their collars. "I'm not predictable. If Iruka-sensei had been following me, I would have smelled him from a mile away," Naruto said, his tail twitching furiously behind him. "Not that it matters, but I followed you, Karin," Iruka said, with the foolish hope of ending the dispute. Karin's sweat dropped and Naruto's trademark grin now spanned his face. "Ha, see, I told you you were the predictable one. You know what that means, we're eating ramen tonight." Karin's eye twitched and a tick mark appeared on her forehead. "Naruto, if you don't shut up, I'll pull your tail again." Naruto stopped celebrating immediately, his grin replaced with a look of fear as he wrapped his tail around himself, hugging it close to his chest. "You wouldn't." It was Karin's turn to have an evil grin on her face, wiggling her fingers that now imitated claws at him. "Yes, I would." Naruto immediately, and fruitlessly, tried to break Iruka's grip on him. "Ah, Iruka-sensei, save me." Iruka, who was now tired of listening to the twins argue, began shouting at them with big head no jutsu. "Both of you shut it. We are going back to the academy, where you will stay until I think of a punishment for you. And Naruto, if you actually bothered to try and hide that thing, your sister pulling wouldn't be such a problem." The twins instantly quieted, though they still made faces at each other. "Why does dealing with these two have to be such a pain?" Iruka silently asked himself. Eventually, the brother and sister duo got to go home after writing, "I will not skip class to pull pranks," across the chalkboard because Iruka couldn't think of serious punishments for them. Not even close to feeling defeated, the twins made their way back to the apartment they both lived in. "Hey Karin, let's go get some Ichiraku," Naruto said, an expectant smile on his face. "What? No way. We both got caught. I just want to go back home and sleep." Naruto, refusing to give up, pressed on. "Come on Karin, ramen is good. Ichiraku's is the best. And Iruka-sensei tracked you down leading to our downfall, so by divine law, it is you who pay for our meal," Naruto said with his hands together, acting sage-like. Karin rolled her eyes at the proclamation of divine law. But her brother was right. By the code of the pranksters, a code that they made up, the one who gets caught has to pay for the food of the other's choice. Karin wasn't happy about it, but they never broke the code. It's what kept them together through the years of abuse they both endured. But that didn't mean that Karin wasn't still angry. "Naruto," she said right before pulling on his tail, "shut up you idiot." "Oh wow. Hey, what was that for?" Naruto said, massaging his tail. "For you being an idiot," Karin said, exhaling. "Now come one, I have to buy us Ichiraku." Naruto immediately forgot about his sister's assault on his tail and ran off in the direction of his beloved ramen stand. "Yes, let's go." Karin smirked as she watched her brother run off, then ran right after him. "Wait up stupid or I'm not paying," she called out while hot on his heels. Much to the displeasure of Karin's wallet, Naruto claimed to be starving when they arrived at Ichiraku. "Ah, my two best customers, what can I get for you today kids?" Tsuki asked with a smile on his face. He always made sure there was a safe spot to eat for the young twins. "2 miso bowls please Tsuki-san," Naruto said, ordering for himself. "And what will you have Karin-chan?" Ayame said, coming out from behind the register. "Just a vegetable bowl," Karin replied, resting her cheek on her hand looking somewhat downcast. "Are you paying tonight?" Ayame asked her, a knowing grin creeping across her face. Only because he cheated. Karin shot an angry look in his direction. Iruka-sensei followed you, Datbeo. He said it himself. Naruto said back, absent-mindedly poking her with his tail, which she immediately bats away. You need to get control of that thing, Naruto, it's getting annoying. Naruto shrugged. I can't help it, it has a mind of its own. Karin rolled her eyes. Yeah, sure. Here you go, kids. Ramen is ready, Tuki said, placing the bowls in front of them, taking no small amount of pleasure in seeing their faces light up. Itadakimasu, they said at the same time. 2 hours and 15 bowls of ramen later, 9 for Naruto and 6 for Karin, the twins headed back to their apartment eager to sleep off their enormous meal. Ah, Ichiraku is the best, Naruto commented, a big yawn escaping his mouth as he said it. Karin nodded her agreement. Thank goodness Tuki-san and Ayame-chan are nice to us, unlike the rest of the village, Naruto growled at the mention of the villagers. Why do they hate us? We're human like the rest of them. I mean, I suppose I do have a tail, and you have chains that come out of your back, but that's not so bad. Kiba is practically a dog and they don't hate him, and why do they call us demons? Ugh, I hate this place. Karin put a hand on Naruto's shoulder. Come on, the village isn't so bad. What about old man Jiji or Iruka-sensei? And don't forget about Inu-sensei and Neko-sensei. Naruto paused to think for a moment, then agreed with her. Yeah, I guess. Oh no, you just reminded me, we have to meet with Inu-sensei and Kat-sensei tomorrow. Karin's sweat dropped. I totally forgot about it as well. Maybe they won't be too hard on us if we come late. A foolish hope, but one she didn't want to let go. Naruto just shook his head. Remember who they sent us to as punishment for not keeping up with our taijutsu. Karin shuddered at the memory of the green spandex-wearing man with a bowl cut and eyebrows bigger than her index finger shouting at them about their youth. We should probably get back home and sleep then. Naruto nodded and they took off down the street racing to their apartment. Upon arriving at their apartment, they found that the door was unlocked. Hey Karin, you did lock the door this morning, right? Karin looked at him quizzically. Yeah, why? Naruto turned the handle on the door and pushed it ever so slightly to show that it was unlocked. Naruto and Karin's faces immediately hardened. Naruto sniffed at the air. Do you smell that? Karin shook her head. I don't have your sense of smell, idiot. Naruto just rolled his eyes. Then use your chakra sensory thingy or whatever it's called, something is definitely behind the door. Karin put her right hand up in a half-ram hand seal, using her advanced sensory abilities to look behind the door. It's a seal of some sort, probably explosive. It looks like it's triggered a string that breaks when you open the door. Both Naruto and Karin were used to constant attempts to make their death look like an accident. The people of the village made no secret about the fact they hated their guts. As the window trapped, Naruto asked, just wanting to get some sleep before having to wake up early enough to train with Inu-sensei and Neko-sensei. No, the window is clear. Naruto nodded and both he and Karin made their way up to the roof. They then walked down the wall, using the same tree walking technique Inu-sensei had taught them. Naruto opened the window and Karin crawled inside. After disarming the poorly hidden bomb that was in their front door, Naruto entered the apartment as well. Karin yawned. Too tired to argue, she simply asked, bed or couch? Unfortunately for Naruto and Karin, the only apartment they could afford had one bed, so each night they had to decide who slept on the bed and who slept on the couch. Naruto, who was too tired to argue, especially after having to deal with yet another door explosive, decided to take the couch. Naruto, after wishing his sister goodnight, curled up on the couch wrapping his orange tail around himself. Karin shut the door to the bedroom with a lot on her mind. This was the third door bomb that she had to disarm in a month. Silently she thanked Neko-sensei for teaching her and Naruto how to deal with these kinds of traps. As she lay down in the bed, her mind drifted off to the first time she met her masked senseis. Flashback. 2 years ago. Naruto, Come on, let's just leave, Karin said to her brother, who was growing angrier by the second. The shopkeeper had very rudely denied them service, calling them demons on their way out. Stupid shopkeeper, we just need some damn food to survive. Naruto grumbled under his breath. Karin, who was very shy at this age, stayed close to her twin brother. Come on Naruto, someone will sell us something, we just have to find the right place. Naruto bared his teeth, obviously long and sharp canines poking out. We shouldn't have to Karin. We shouldn't have to be searching around every market in this damn village just to find something to eat. Naruto was very understandably angry with the villagers, but his rage was constantly influenced by the Kyuubi. Karin also had some of the Kyuubi inside of her as well, it's what allowed her to sense Naruto's emotions and calm him down. But right now, she was also angry with the villagers, specifically that bitch of a shopkeep who didn't even let them in her store. I know, I don't like them either, but shouting at them isn't going to help. She said, though she silently wanted to shout at everyone as well. It's them, the demon brats. Karin overheard a villager say. What the hell are they doing here? She heard another one say. Naruto, I think we should get out of here. Like right now. Naruto immediately took in their surroundings. Taking notice of the angry crowd gathering around them, Naruto instinctively pulled his sister closer. Yeah, let's go. Turning on their heels, the twins started to leave the area before anything bad happened. But luck was not on their side, they were stopped before they could leave. Just where do you think you're going? Demon spawn. An angry-looking teenager confronted them from behind. Karin cowered behind her brother. We were just leaving, we know when we're not wanted, Naruto said before turning to start walking away again. I don't remember telling you that you could leave, brat. Then the teen grabbed Karin's shoulder, pulling her away from the relative safety that her twin brother presented. Naruto, she shouted. Get your filthy hands off my sister, Naruto growled at the teen. Or what? You stupid demon, just die. The teen then pushed Karin to the ground, and Naruto launched himself at the teen, wildly punching and kicking. Hey you stupid brat, get off of him. Who the hell do you think you are? You damn demon spawn. Angry shouts from the crowd that had gathered around them erupted as they rushed to the defense of the boy that had just assaulted a 6-year-old girl. With sticks, bottles, and whatever the villagers had their hands on, they began beating Naruto, who hadn't let up his attack on the teen. Karin had not been forgotten however, as another group of boys surrounded her and began to attack her as well. Naruto, she screamed. Naruto, who heard his sister's cry for help, immediately looked over at her to see a glass bottle fly through the air and collide with her head, smashing the bottle and drawing blood. The sight of his sister's blood made time come to a standstill for Naruto. No, Karin. No 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 no. Karin, Naruto shouted. Naruto's stance instantly went feral, his canines and claws becoming longer than they already were, his already noticeable whisker marks grew even more defined, and his ocean blue eyes went crimson and his pupils slit like. An angry red chakra surrounded him. How dare you attack my sister? Naruto went into a blind rage, his already incredible speed and strength enhanced by rage, the Kyuubi's chakra, and the instinct to protect his family at all costs. Naruto began lashing out at the mob, kicking, clawing, and biting his way to Karin. Run! It's the demon fox, it's attacking again. Panicked cries of the mob rang out, but Naruto didn't stop. Some of the boys who surrounded Karin didn't run and foolishly chose to fight the already enraged Naruto. Naruto easily tossed 2 of them aside, sending one careening into a market stand, and another into a nearby wall where he hit his head, instantly knocking him out. 2 boys were left, shaking in their shoes. Which one of you hurt her? Naruto growled at them, his voice deeper and much more intimidating than his normal 6-year-old voice. The boys were too scared to answer. I said, which one of you hurt her? When neither of the boys answered, Naruto attacked them both. He clawed one of the boys across the face and the other deep across his arm. The boys tried to defend themselves, but it was useless against Naruto's superior speed and strength. Naruto kicked the boy he clawed across the face into a wall, breaking some ribs and knocking him out. Naruto then turned his attention to the last boy, who was now visibly shaking. You will pay for what you did to her. Naruto shouted and he swiped at the boy. His claws struck home deep into the boy's abdomen, leaving 4 long and bloody cuts. Karin, who was still shaky from the blow to her head, looked up to see a blurry version of Naruto attacking the group of boys that assaulted her. The blow to her head had knocked her glasses off and she could hardly see. But she could see well enough to know that Naruto had just seriously injured that boy with the cuts across his abdomen and he was about to go in for the killing blow. Karin knew, deep down, that Naruto was really just scared for her, and that he would never forgive himself if he killed someone. Naruto, no! Karin shouted, but she was too far away. She outstretched her hand, reaching for Naruto, then she felt her chakra change. Then 3 adamantine chakra chains shot out from her back, restraining Naruto's wrists and wrapping around his core. Naruto, I'm okay, see, she said, standing up on shaking legs. I'm fine. She slowly began to walk towards her brother, whose angry chakra had diminished, his eyes and other features had returned to normal. Well, as normal as a 6-year-old boy can look while also distinctly resembling a fox. And all that was left was a crying 6-year-old. Karin went in to hug her brother and tell him everything was going to be okay. But then a bunch of people in animalistic masks appeared around them, surrounding the pair. Naruto was still in Karin's chakra chains and couldn't move, but it didn't matter since he was knocked out by one of the masked people. Karin looked on, horrified, thinking that they were going to kill Naruto for losing control. So, Karin did the only thing she could think of and instantly threw herself on top of Naruto. Tears streaming down her face. No. Stop. Please don't hurt him, she begged them, but the masks betrayed no emotions, and Karin felt her world go dark. Karin woke up in a hospital bed with a pounding headache. Oh, Karin, I'm glad you're awake. How are you feeling? Karin, who couldn't see without her glasses, turned towards the voice, seeing an old man in white robes standing next to her. Gigi, is that you? Where are my glasses? I can't see. Ah yes, here you go, hold still. Karin felt the rims of her new glasses on her face, and then she could see much better than before. Gigi, what's going on? The last thing I remember was the masked people, and then Naruto. Karin became frantic, looking around for her brother. Gigi, where's Naruto? The masked people, they were going to kill him. The third Hokage put a comforting hand on her shoulder. Don't worry, Karin-chan, Naruto-kun is resting in the next room over. Karin settled down a little bit. Can I see him? The old man smiled. Of course, but first, I want you to tell me exactly what happened. Karin nodded, and went straight into the story, about being shunned by the shopkeeper, wandering around the village looking for a shop that would sell them something to eat, then about the mob that attacked them, and Naruto losing control when they attacked her. The Sandaime could only sit and listen, he found it increasingly more difficult to hide his anger. Attacking mere children, and in broad daylight, this cannot go unpunished. I see, he said after the young redhead finished her story. This will not go unpunished, Karin-chan, I can promise you that. The young girl looked into his eyes, tears forming in hers. But Gigi, will they ever stop? Why do they hate us? What have we done to them? Sure, Naruto looked like a fox, and I can make chains appear from my back, but I couldn't even do that before today. So why do we have to live like this? The young girl started to break down into tears. Gigi, it hurts. You're the Hokage, can't you make them stop? The Sandaime rested an arm on the young girl's shoulder and pulled her into a hug. I cannot change the way the villagers feel about you, but I can assign someone to teach you how to defend yourselves, without hurting anybody. He added, remembering the report and seeing what Naruto had done to the people that attacked him and his sister. Give me one moment, I'll be right back. The old Hokage got up and left the room to collect his thoughts. Damn those civilians, Can't tell a kunai from a shuriken and yet they still feel like they can assault goddamn children. Karin watched the third Hokage leave the room. She curled her knees up to her chin and wrapped her arms around her legs. A few moments later, Old Man Gigi and Naruto walked into the room. Karin immediately leapt out of the bed and ran over to him and pulled him into a tight hug. Naruto, where were you? Her brother just smiled at her. Me. I was just in the next room over. Old Man Gigi and some weird masked people were asking me questions. They wanted to know what happened when we were attacked. Naruto, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, Karin couldn't tell anymore. Naruto had his trademark grin on full display. Karin brushed it off and looked at the Hokage expectantly, Naruto imitating his sister's gaze. The D. Sarutobi clears his throat. I am very sorry that had to happen to you too, however, I have two people I want you to meet. Just as the old man finished, there was a knock at the door. Enter. The door didn't even open, and two masked Anbu ninja appeared before them. Naruto, Karin, this is Inu and Neko. You will meet with them once a week. They will teach you how to defend yourselves and how to escape a situation like that should one ever happen again. Although I pray that it doesn't. Karin was a little on edge, the masked ninja reminding her of the people she thought were going to kill Naruto, but Naruto on the other hand, was ecstatic to meet his new sensei. Flashback end. The sound of an alarm clock abruptly woke the twins up. Damn my hearing. It's all the way in the bedroom and it still sounds like it's right next to me. Naruto thought to himself as he stretched out on the couch before forcing himself to start making breakfast. Karin jumped at the sound of the alarm clock, kunai in hand. Nobody had ever entered their apartment while they were there, but given that they had to frequently disarm bombs attached to the inside of their door, she didn't want to take any chances. Naruto began his normal daily routine. Wake up, make ramen, eat ramen, take a shower, then go do whatever there was to do that day. Today, that happened to be training with Inu sensei and Neko sensei. Naruto, are you seriously making ramen for breakfast? A sleepy Karin asked, walking out of the bedroom fully dressed in her typical green jacket with a dark blue undershirt, long black ninja pants, and black ninja sandals. Naruto decided to forego his typical orange jumpsuit for a black t-shirt with the Uzumaki clan symbol on the front, with long black ninja pants and his blue ninja sandals along with his goggles to top off his outfit. Naruto, do you seriously need those goggles? Karin said, still tired from an unsatisfying night of sleep. I thought you liked them. Naruto responded, sounding genuinely confused. I mean, they look okay, but you don't even wear them properly. Naruto just shrugged. I like them, he said quietly. A short run and 15 minutes later, Naruto and Karin made their way to the training grounds to meet up with their sensei. But when they arrived, no one was there. Are we early? Naruto asked. Karin shook her head. No, and they're always here on time. Well, Neko sensei is. Do you think it's another test? Naruto said, ing his head to the side. Maybe. I think you're right. It's probably a sensory test. Naruto nodded, immediately sniffing at the air. Karin extended her already impressive sensory abilities. That's weird, Karin said. There's 4. Naruto finished her thought. Naruto and Karin looked at each other, nodded, and then threw kunai at their respective targets. They knew they succeeded after hearing the satisfying clang of kunai on kunai and 4 people appeared before them, well, 3 people and a dog. Hey. Normal speech. Hey. Storytelling. Hey Inu sensei, who is she? Naruto asked, his tail twitching with anticipation. So this is the brat I've heard so much about. The woman stated matter-of-factly. Hey, just who the hell do you think you're calling brat? Naruto shouted back, getting in a fighting stance. The woman just laughed. Looks like I'm going to have my work cut out for me. I think I like you brat, Naruto growled back at her but Neko intervened. Easy Naruto, from her, brat, is a compliment. Naruto switched from a battle-ready pose to a confused one. How is that a compliment? Karin said, voicing Naruto's thoughts. Inu shrugged. It just is, take it with a grain of salt. The tall brown-haired woman nodded. My name is Sume Inuzuka, and this is Kuromaru, she said, gesturing to the Ninken, who barked in response. I'm here to help train you. Karin was even more confused. She knew the two senses she already had were Anbu, so what could she possibly learn from this new woman? Sume's nose twitched, almost as if she could smell Karin's doubt. I'm not here, you girl, I'm here for him, she said, pointing to Naruto. Me. What do you want with me? Sume's face turned into an evil grin. I'm so glad you asked because as of right now, I want a sparring match. Sume immediately took up a fighting stance that Naruto mimicked. Nay, calm down you two, Inu said, standing between them. Let's not try to kill each other just yet. Naruto remained unfazed. You still haven't explained why she's here. Sume rolled her eyes. I already told you why I'm here. Naruto paid no attention to her. Inu-sensei, what is she doing here? I thought we weren't supposed to show anybody our abilities. Naruto said. Inu nodded. That's right, but if we're being honest, Naruto, your taijutsu is subpar. Naruto opened his mouth to retort but closed it again, realizing that Inu-sensei was right. Yeah, it must, by Anbu standards anyways. He grumbled out. The three adults heard his comment but decided to pay it no mind. Naruto, the reason I brought Miss Inuzuka here is to train you in their style of fighting, since the way we have been trying to teach you isn't working. Sume nodded in agreement, stepping forward to address the young boy. He's right, but considering your appearance, if you had the markings you could pass for an Inuzuka. No matter, I'm going to teach you how to fight like us. But I'm warning you, we fight with everything. Hand, foot, fang, and claw. Naruto looked confused for a moment, before running his tongue over his canines, and looking down at his hands, realization passed over him and he now sported a maniacal grin. See, now you get it, Sume said, returning Naruto's grin. Karin watched the whole ordeal from the sidelines with Neko-sensei. She would have been dumbfounded at the animalistic nature in which Sume Inuzuka and Naruto approached each other had she not been living with Naruto for her entire life. Hey Karin, follow me, we're going to watch, Neko-sensei said from behind her. Karin nodded and followed her sensei into a tree to watch the fight. Inu stood between the matriarch of the Inuzuka clan and the young blonde preparing to fight her. Hopefully, she goes easy on him, Inu thought to himself. Maybe I was hoping for too much, he thought after seeing the evil grin on her face. Okay you two, the rules are simple. Don't kill each other, and for you Sume, don't hurt him too much. You do need him to be functional. Sume's grin lowered slightly. Ah, now you've gone and taken all the fun out of it, Inu. Sume responded, silently cursing herself for almost letting his name slip so easily. Whatever. Ready, begin. Inu retreated into a nearby tree to watch the fight. At the drop of his Inu-sensei's hand, Naruto launched himself at the Inuzuka matriarch. Damn, this runt is fast, Sume thought after barely blocking a punch, but not fast enough. She blocked a few more punches and kicks and dodged a few more. Is that all you got, runt? At this rate I'll just be wasting my time with you. Inu asked me here to help fight, and gain some resemblance of control when he gets angry and inevitably uses the Kyuubi's chakra. If I can get him angry enough, I can see what he can really do. Naruto was wary of the new lady. To begin with, she showed up with an air of arrogance and dominance, and that dog with an eye patch. She's definitely strong, but so far this is nothing compared to Inu-sensei and Neko-sensei. Her mistake for having her weird dog stay out of the fight. Naruto picked up his pace, throwing punches and kicks that the matriarch easily dodged. Is that it? Maybe you are as weak as I've heard. She was taunting him, he knew it. Stay calm Naruto, don't lose control again. Bad things happened whenever Naruto lost control, people got hurt, and they hated him even more. At least out here, with Inu-sensei and Neko-sensei, they were too good to get hurt. And Karin, Naruto wouldn't ever let himself hurt Karin. Naruto closed his eyes for a moment, calming himself. Don't take your eyes off me. A hard fist connected with his face immediately followed by a kick to the chest that sent him flying. Ah, stupid bitch, Naruto uttered to himself, not realizing that he wasn't the only one here with hypersensitive hearing. I heard that you runt. Naruto looked up in time to duck a punch that splintered the tree behind him and darted away. You're lucky I'm an Inuzuka, otherwise I might have taken that personally. Sume said, her evil grin and presence almost froze Naruto in place. Ah, scary, Naruto said before trying to run and put some more distance between him and the matriarch. You can't run, brat. Sume used Shunshin and appeared in front of Naruto. I'm not just scary, I'm your worst nightmare. Sume said, getting in his face. What the hell? Naruto shouted and instinctively swiped at her face, his claws drawing blood. The matriarch paused, before putting a hand up to her face, feeling the blood that was there. Ha, not bad runt. But now I'm pissed. Naruto's eyes widened in fear. Giju Ninpo. Shikyaku no Jutsu. Sume lowered down to all fours. Jujin Taijutsu Ogi, Suga. The matriarch began spinning fast, really fast, and launched herself at Naruto. Wah! Hey, no fair, Inu-sensei hasn't taught me ninjutsu yet. Naruto shouted as he scrambled up a tree to dodge the attack. Naruto stuck to the tree for a moment before a blast of his own chakra sent him flying off of the tree and landed roughly on the ground in front of the matriarch. And that chakra control is probably why. Sume commented, hoping to rile Naruto up further. So far the only thing she had succeeded in was scaring the daylights out of him, which was fun, but ultimately not her goal. Naruto pushed himself up on all fours before noticing the Inuzuka right in front of him. What the? Naruto spun himself around on the grass to sweep her legs out from under her, but the clan matriarch easily dodged it. You'll never even touch me with a weak attack like that. Shut up. Naruto growled out, his tail swaying aggressively behind him. Good. He's getting angry, all he needs now is a little shove. Listen up, brat, cause I'm only going to say this once, you're actually not half bad for a runt. So I'll consider going easy on you. Sume went on the offensive, relentlessly attacking Naruto. Holy shit, she's fast. Naruto thought as he barely managed to dodge a kick aimed at his head. Without getting any time to breathe, Naruto was once again pushed on the defensive. With a cross block, Naruto blocked a second kick that pushed him back, and before he could recover, Sume was behind him and punched him in the back of the head, sending him sprawling forwards. Naruto felt his world go dark for a moment. Damn it, that hurt. He opened his eyes to see an axe kick aimed at his head. What the hell, is she trying to kill me? Naruto rolled out of the way before pushing himself up to his feet. Sume yawned. I was expecting more of a challenge. Naruto just growled, baring his teeth at her. Kid's got spirit at least. Naruto channeled some chakra to his legs, as much as he could with his abysmal control, and launched himself at Sume with increased speed. Ha! Do you really think that channeling some chakra is going to be enough to beat me? You really are dumb, she said while easily dodging his punch. Naruto was getting angrier by the second, and with the constant taunting, he was having even more trouble calming himself. He ran at Sume again, who grabbed his fist when he tried to punch her. He jumped upwards, going for a kick to the head, which Sume also grabbed. She then twisted him around and kicked him in the back, sending him careening into a nearby tree. If this is all you can do, maybe I'll get a better challenge from your sister. Inu told me that she's stronger than you, but only by so much. If this is all you can do, I'll just wipe the floor with her next. Karin and Neko both had to stifle a gasp, and Inu facepalmed. It was obvious to them that the Inuzuka matriarch wanted to fully gauge Naruto's abilities by having him use the Kyuubi's chakra. But she crossed a line in mentioning Karin. Inu-sensei made that mistake once, and it took the collective effort of himself, Neko-sensei, and Karin to stop Naruto from killing him. In the end, it was Karin's chakra chains that had stopped him, by sealing his chakra and calming him down. But after that incident, it took Naruto 3 weeks to even look at Inu-sensei again. However, the Inuzuka matriarch must not have been made aware of this because she kept pressing on. Yeah, I think I'll fight your sister next, this time you can watch. What was her name again? I believe it was Karin. If you don't shut up, I'm going to kill you, Naruto said, his voice a deep growl. A massive wave of killing intent washed over the area, causing Tsume to instinctively take a step back. Naruto turned around, and angry orange-red aura surrounded him *****, his whisker markings defined in jet black, his hands and feet clearly resembling claws, his canines grew into fangs and his eyes were crimson red with slit-like pupils. Don't you dare threaten her, Naruto said, his voice still in the same low growl. Oh, I think I pushed too hard. Tsume thought to herself. It looks like I need to go all out. She channeled extra chakra to her eyes, ears, and nose, increasing the abilities of her already extraordinary senses. Naruto disappeared from her vision in a flash. Behind, Tsume whirled around in time to block a punch. He's really fast now, good thing I increased my senses. Naruto was unrelenting, but it wasn't enough to top the experience of the Inuzuka matriarch. Damn, he hits harder like this as well. Naruto continued his assault. Anything that resembled taijutsu training had been thrown out the window, he now lashed out unpredictably and without any sort of form. It was feral and unorthodox, but his speed and strength made up for it. He really does fight like an Inuzuka. If he can gain just a little bit of control while like this, we could refine it and he just might become a force to be reckoned with. Tsume thought as she dodged another set of swipes and kicks. She blocked a punch and pulled away, after hearing a distinct snap. Ha, no way, the little bastard just tried to bite me. I guess we're going to play dirty then. Giju Ninpo. Shikyaku no Jutsu. Tsume went to all fours and attacked Naruto, going so far as to claw him and even bite him. Okay, I think I've seen enough. But Naruto didn't stop. Fine, we'll do this the hard way. Tsume sidestepped his attack and struck a nerve on his neck, instantly knocking him out. Naruto woke up a few hours later with a pounding headache. Ugh, what the hell? Ha, 5 hours. You're buying tonight, Neko. Tsume's loud voice rang through the secluded training ground. It's only been 4 hours and 55 minutes. Tsume stared daggers into the masked ninja. Minor details, Tsume growled. Technicalities, Neko responded. Well, I sure as hell ain't buying tonight. Naruto was still groggy and sore from his fight with Tsume. Hey, Neko-sensei, what's going on? Who's buying what now? Neko turned to Naruto. Never mind that, it's an adult thing. More importantly, how are you feeling? I know that Tsume didn't really hold back, despite what Inu told her. She said pointedly. If a dirty look could be given from behind a mask, this was it. Tsume just shrugged. How could you expect me to hold back when he got like that, Naruto felt his tail brush something big and furry. He turned to find himself getting licked in the face repeatedly. Ah, what the hey, stop that. Tsume laughed. It looks like Kuromaru likes you. Eventually, the dog's affectionate assault stopped, leaving Naruto in a mess. Was all Naruto could manage, still feeling the effects of exhaustion despite being out for 5 hours. Where are Inu-sensei and Karin? Naruto said, attempting to stand up. Naruto, wait. Neko tried to stop him. Naruto got to his feet, but his vision instantly went blurry and his legs went weak. Neko shot to her feet and caught Naruto before he could fall to the ground. Easy there, Naruto, you outdid yourself, you shouldn't even be awake after that fight, much less standing. Neko walked Naruto over to where she and Tsume were sitting. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed, brat. Tsume said when Naruto sat down. Not everyone can go toe-to-toe with me for that long. Naruto sat down between the two. Yeah, but I lost control again. He looked downcast. I've spent so long trying to control my anger, but I lost my temper again. Neko put a comforting hand on his shoulder. But you've gotten much better than when we first started out. Sume put a hand on his other shoulder. And to be fair, it is partially my fault that you lost control. Naruto edged his head to the side. What do you mean? Sume looked confused. Do you not remember? Naruto shook his head. I remember you saying something about Karin. Everything turned red. Speaking of Karin, where is she? Right over here, Naruto. Karin's voice sang out from the right. Hey Naruto, look at what I can do now. Karin's face twisted from happy to concentrated. Then 4 adamantine chains shot out from her back. I can use 4 of them now. Naruto's face lit up with excitement. Awesome. Naruto stood up to go hug his sister, and promptly fell forward onto his face. Naruto, I just told you not to stand up, Neko said, holding her masked face in the palm of her hand. Karin, Inu-sensei, and Sume all laughed at this. At least the boy is determined, that's something I can get behind. Also, Inu, you're buying first tonight. Sume said, pointing at Inu. Inu looked taken aback. Me? When did this happen? Sume had a smug grin on her face. Just now. Naruto, who with Karin and Neko's help, was once again upright. So what now? I fought the crazy dog lady. Naruto was cut off by an angrily quiet voice. What did you just call me, runt? Naruto's sweat dropped. You and nothing at all. That's what I thought, Sume said, sparking laughter from the rest of the group. Anyways, I'm going to teach you how to fight like a proper animal, since regular taijutsu just isn't your style. Naruto's face lit up again. Are you going to show me how to do that cool spinning jutsu? No, but I am going to teach you how to control your anger and use it to your advantage. Naruto's face fell. Ah, but Neko-sensei and Ino-sensei won't teach me any cool jutsu. Sume smiled at him, and ruffled his hair. Then we can work on some chakra control as well. Sume started scratching the top of Naruto's head, just behind the ears. To Naruto, it was almost instant bliss. He leaned into the touch and let out a low growl that sounded almost like a purr. Everyone stopped dead and stared at him, even Sume. Karin was struggling to hold back her laugh. Naruto, PFFT, did you just purr? Naruto went red in the face and he blushed slightly and crossed his arms defensively. No, why would I do something like that? His voice was higher pitched than it normally was, sparking small smiles and sniggers from the group. Well, the only way to definitively prove it is to repeat the experiment, and then see if we get the same results, Karin said, her hands mimicking claws and an evil grin on her face. No, we definitely don't need to do that, Naruto said, slowly inching away from his sister. She's right, we have to try again. Only once should be enough. Sume said, matching Karin's claw hands and evil grin. Neko-sensei, save me, Naruto said, scrambling to get behind her. Come on, Naruto. All we have to do is test it once. Not you too, Neko-sensei. The 3 women closed in around Naruto, who was just about ready to bolt. Thankfully, Inu stepped in. Nay, weren't you just scolding him a second ago for standing up? Now look at him, he's about to run, and probably hurt himself. Karin and Neko stopped, but Sume looked undeterred. Not my problem, she said, her evil grin growing wider. Inu appeared behind her and put a firm hand on the matriarch's shoulder. If it's your fault he hurts himself, you have to buy for the entire night. That got Sume to stop dead in her tracks. Looking from Naruto to Inu, she began weighing her options. RRRRGH, fine, Killjoy. A wave of relief washed over Naruto. Thank you, Inu-sensei, you saved me, Naruto said dramatically. Inu shrugged. I can't have you hurting yourself. Hokage-sama wouldn't be happy with me if that happened. Inu put a hand on Naruto's shoulder. Then, before Naruto could even register what was happening, Inu scratched his head the same way Sume did, causing him to let out his growl purr again. The girls' faces instantly lit up. He had known Neko long enough to know what her face was under the mask. The extreme look of betrayal on the young blonde's face was almost enough to make Inu feel bad, almost. Naruto had been betrayed twice in under a minute. First Neko-sensei, who he had trusted to protect him, then Inu-sensei who had intervened on his behalf, only to do the one thing he convinced the others not to. Karin and Sum kept sneaking looks at him. Naruto didn't need his eyes to see that they were plotting against him. Neko-sensei was probably in on it too, but he couldn't tell since he couldn't see her face. He needed to leave, immediately, otherwise, he would be at their mercy to their heart's content. While no one was looking, Naruto got up on silent feet and darted away on all fours. Even with his extremely increased healing, Naruto still hadn't fully recovered from his fight with the crazy dog lady. Naruto ran through the trees, eventually coming up on just his feet, and then he launched himself up into the trees and began bouncing off of them towards the main part of the village. His vision was just a little blurry on the edges, but at least he was sure-footed. Or so he thought. As Naruto reached the edge of the training grounds forest, he slipped off of a tree branch onto the ground. Damn it. That hurt. Naruto slowly stood up, stumbling a few steps before finding his footing. Serves you right for disobeying me. Naruto looked up to see Neko-sensei standing on the tree branch he fell off of, her arms crossed. Yeah, well, Karin and the crazy dog lady were planning something, probably with that weird head scratchy thing she did. Also, you were in on it, he said, pointing an accusatory finger at her while his tail swayed behind him aggressively. Come on, I'm taking you back and I promise to make sure they keep their hands to themselves, Neko responded. It would be bad if some particularly pissed off villager got it in their head to corner Naruto like this. Naruto just shook his head. I don't trust you. Neko looked down at him from the tree branch. You just slipped and fell off of a tree branch. I'm not letting you go back into the village alone like this. Naruto opened his mouth to protest, but instead, his stomach growled. He looked back up at Neko with a sheepish grin on his face. Neko deadpanned at the sound of Naruto's stomach growling. Tell you what, I'll take you out to eat, how about that? But, you have to stay with me, got it? And absolutely no running off. Naruto nodded. Neko-sensei could be as scary as Karin when she wanted to be, but he was still wary. And I promise to keep my hands to myself. Naruto nodded again. Okay, give me one moment to change into something civilian. Neko disappeared for a moment, then reappeared next to Naruto in a civilian outfit. This was essentially her normal Anbu outfit, but without armor or a mask, and she had on a long-sleeve shirt that covered her Anbu tattoo. Ready? She asked, turning to Naruto who looked dumbfounded at the change. Who are you? He asked, instantly defensive. Naruto, it's me. We just talked a second ago. Naruto stood still for a moment before sniffing the air and then becoming more relaxed. You smell the same, but you look so different. Neko was confused for a moment before she remembered that this was the first time Naruto had seen her without her mask on. She smiled at him. I may look different but I'm still the same person. She reached up to ruffle his hair, but he immediately jumped back. You said you would keep your hands to yourself. You're right, I'm sorry. Where do you want to go? Naruto grinned. Ichiraku Ramen Neko-sensei. Neko smiled. Alright, but you can't call me Neko-sensei in public, Naruto was very confused. Wait, but isn't your name Neko, Neko-sensei? Neko smiled again. No, that's my Anbu name. My real name is Yugao Azuki. When we're in public like this call me Yugao, okay? Naruto grinned and nodded. Let's go Yugao Ne-san. Then he started off in the direction of his favorite ramen shop. Ne-san huh? You really something special Naruto. Karin had begun a pleasant conversation with the Inuzuka matriarch regarding Naruto's odd reaction to having her and Inu-sensei scratch him on the head. There were times when Naruto acted more animal than human. This was the one in a million where Karin actually found it cute. She had turned to tease Naruto some more only to find that he was nowhere to be seen. Hey Naruto, wait, where's Naruto? Karin said, looking around for her brother. Huh. Hey, where did that brat go? I wasn't done with him yet. Sum said, cracking her knuckles. Both of you calm down. He's probably freaked out that you're going to tie him up by his ankles or something. Neko said to Sum. And you're his twin sister. That's bad enough. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Karin shouted, her hair beginning to rise up and a tick mark appearing on her forehead. You definitely have something devious planned for him. I'll go make sure he's okay. Neko disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Inu watched the ordeal from behind the book he was reading. She's the spitting image of Kushina. He thought to himself before shaking his head and ridding himself of those thoughts. There was too much pain there, and he wouldn't deal with it. Couldn't deal with it. So, brat, you're the runt's sister, right? Sum said, turning her attention to Karin. Yes, Sum-san. Sum grinned. At least this girl had some manners. So, besides those chains, do you have any other special abilities? Sum asked Karin, hinting at the other part of the QB that was sealed away inside her, but hoping that the girl didn't pick up on that. She was as sharp as a tack, however. If you mean that transformation that Naruto has when he gets angry, then no, I don't. But I can feel it whenever he gets angry. On the inside, I just know. I don't really know how, but it works, I guess. I can sense it before anybody else and calm him down before he gets out of control. Sum nodded absent-mindedly. She didn't mention the QB. It still seems like they both don't know. Good. Do you think you could match Naruto if you learn to fight like he does? If you learn how to control the QB? Sum didn't say. Maybe, but I've never transformed like Naruto has, and he pisses me off to no end, Karin added through gritted teeth. Have you ever tried? Karin shook her head. Sum, that's enough, Inu said without looking up from his book. What happens to Naruto when he gets angry happens to Naruto, it doesn't to Karin. And stop talking about it unless you want to commit treason by telling them they have the QB. He didn't need to say, but the intent behind his words was clear. Ah, you're no fun, Inu. What's one more wild animal running around, Sum sweetly, for an Inuzuka at least. Enough. Karin, we're done for today. You can go. Karin could tell Inu was being guarded about something, but she didn't know what. I'll look into it later. Okay, bye Inu-sensei, Sum-san. Karin called out behind her as she ran off in the direction of the Hokage Tower. Inu watched her go. Damn, I forgot to tell her. She'll figure it out soon enough. I bet Neko will tell them. Inu used Shunshin to reach the Hokage Tower. His meeting with the Hokage lasted all of 5 minutes. He went in as Inu of Anbu and left Kakashi Hatake, Jonin-sensei. Karin ran through the streets of Konoha. Nothing could touch her. Not the sideways glances and glares from the villagers, not the occasional demon brat that she heard from some of the more bitter villagers. Nothing could touch her, because she had just unlocked another one of her sealing chakra chains, and she was going to show the Hokage. Karin leapt up to the rooftops and made her way over to the Hokage Tower, climbing up to the window of the Hokage's office, just like Naruto taught her how to. She knocked on the window and then let herself inside. Ah, Karin-chan. What brings you by? The Sandame asked the young redhead. I learned something new from Inu-sensei. Watch this, Karin said, ecstatic at the prospect of being able to show off her abilities to someone other than her brother and sensei. Karin clasped her hands together in a ram seal and focused her chakra. Then 4 adamantine chains sprouted from her back and hovered over her. Ah, so you've managed to manifest another chain, very good Karin-chan. Hiruzen said, thoroughly impressed by the young girl's abilities. Karin flashed a small smile akin to Naruto's wide grins. Thanks, Gigi. How have you and Naruto been getting along? Have you been given any trouble? Any more villagers trying to pick a fight with children? We've been fine, Gigi, though a lot of people still look at us weird. Hiruzen sighed. That can't be helped, unfortunately, at least they aren't being attacked. The situations in which Naruto and Karin were being cornered had been significantly decreased since they learned better escape tactics from their Anbu teachers. However, this had also made them near impossible to find when they pulled pranks. But if it was for their safety, it was worth it. Do you have any other news, Karin-chan? Karin perked up a little bit. Oh yeah, Inu-sensei brought Sume-san to help train Naruto in taijutsu. She's really cool and her dog wears an eye patch. The old Sarutobi froze for a moment before regaining his composure. I suppose there isn't anyone better to teach Naruto how to control his instincts, but did it have to be Sume Inuzuka? Hiruzen shook his head, running through the options, and came to the same conclusion Kakashi had. Sume Inuzuka was, unfortunately, the best choice. Ah, so I see that you have met the clan head of the Inuzuka clan. Karin's jaw dropped. She runs the Inuzuka clan. Gigi, what's a clan? Hiruzen chuckled. Karin and Naruto were more alike than either of them wanted to admit. A clan is like a big family, and they all share the same surname. Each clan is different, and many have special abilities. The Inuzuka clan specializes with dog fighting companions called ninkin. Karin's eyes widened in realization. So that's why she had the dog. You said that their dogs were fighting companions, right? The Hokage nodded his head. Huh, I wonder why she didn't have her dog fight Naruto as well. The Sandame nearly choked on his tea. I'm sorry, did you say that she fought Naruto? Karin nodded her head and pushed her glasses up. Yeah, she and Naruto fought each other. Naruto even managed to cut her cheek with his claws. Then she tried getting him really angry, which worked, but she still won. Karin laughed to herself at the memory. Naruto got knocked out for 5 hours. The Hokage nearly choked on his tea for the second time today. Is Naruto okay? Karin nodded. Yeah, although he did run off when Sume-san found out that you can make him purr by scratching his head a certain way. Hiruzen's sweat dropped at the evil glint in Karin's eyes when she said it. Poor Naruto, was all he could think. Karin's eyes drifted over to the Hokage's desk, more specifically, the open book on top of the desk. Hey Gigi, whatcha reading? Karin said, pointing to the open book on the desk. Ah, that, just an interesting little book I found on Fuinjutsu. Karin tilted her head. Fuinjutsu. She paused for a moment. Ceiling. The old Hokage smiled. Indeed it is, very good Karin-chan. Karin smiled. Can I read it when you're done with it, Gigi? Hiruzen stopped for a moment. He knew about Karin and Naruto's heritage, both of their parents were seal masters. Perhaps I can set her on the path to following in her parents' footsteps. I'm afraid that this book is too advanced for you, Karin-chan. I doubt that you would be able to understand anything, and I wouldn't want to give you a book you'd find boring. Karin looked crestfallen. However, the old Sarutobi pulled a book out from the bookshelf next to his desk. Read this book. It has all of the basics of Fuinjutsu in it. Once you finish that one, I can give you the one that I'm reading. He had never seen Karin with a more determined look on her face. I'll be done with this by the end of the week, Gigi, that's a promise. With a wave of goodbye over her shoulder, Karin leapt out the window, running across rooftops. I bet you will. The old Sarutobi smiled. Karin raced back to the apartment she and Naruto called home, eager to start on the book Hokage Gigi gave her. It was titled Seals and Seal Theory, Beginner's Edition. By Mito Uzumaki. Karin didn't bother with the door, she went straight for the window. After disarming the third paper bomb in a month last night, she and Naruto had silently agreed that using the window as an entrance would be the best course of action. Karin immediately sat down on the couch and opened the book. She was so excited at the prospect of learning something cool out of Fuinjutsu she didn't even pay attention to the author of the book. After a few hours of reading, Karin set the book down. Fuinjutsu was hard. Ridiculously hard. From what she could tell, everything had to be absolutely perfect. Including the handwriting. The concept itself was easy to understand. The kanji characters around the seal outlined what it was supposed to do, extras could be added to the seal on the outside. The points on the seal determined whether it was an odd seal or an even seal. An odd seal couldn't overlap an even seal, they would disrupt each other. All of this Karin understood perfectly. The last thing she expected was handwriting. Maybe Naruto has rubbed off on me too much if I'm complaining about a small amount of writing. Naruto had rubbed off a lot on his sister. She had changed from the shy girls who used to hide behind her brother when the villagers came for them. Now she was just as much of a prankster as he was. Her work ethic hadn't changed a bit. She still managed to keep up her studies despite spending more time pranking the village than being in class. She helped Naruto a lot as well, and in return, he made sure that she was able to exact paint-filled revenge on the rest of the village. Karin got out a spare scroll and an ink bottle. Frankly, she was surprised she even found them and began to copy down some of the principles and techniques outlined in the book. After about an hour, Naruto came back home. Karin was in the middle of copying a basic sealing scroll technique, something that could hold a few books and maybe a bento box if she did it right when Naruto's fist pounded on the door. Karin jumped in surprise, sending her brush across the scroll. "We're back," Naruto called out as he entered the apartment, a tall purple-haired woman behind him. She reminded Karin of Neko-sensei. "Naruto, you baka. You messed me up. Now I have to start all over again, Databane," Karin said, annoyed that her almost completed seal would now have to be started anew. "Hey, sorry Karin," Naruto said sheepishly, sitting down on the couch next to her. "Who is she?" Karin said, wary of the newcomer. Naruto apparently trusted her enough to show her their home. "Ho, it's Yugao-ne," he said nonchalantly. Karin was utterly bewildered. Both she and Naruto had trust issues, to say the least. For him to bring a stranger to their apartment and call her Ne-san was completely out of the ordinary. Naruto noticed her look. "Oh yeah, you haven't seen her without the mask before. It's Neko-sensei." Karin's jaw practically unhinged itself and ran out the door. "What? How long I don't you never why didn't?" Karin was struggling to match her thoughts and her words. A million questions running rampant through her head. "Don't worry too much about it Karin, Naruto only just found out today as well." That made Karin feel slightly better, but only stopped some of the questions that she had. Seeing Karin's still very confused face, Yugao told her the story. "After I found Naruto, he just so happened to be hungry. So I decided to treat him to lunch. I couldn't run around in my mask and regular gear, so I told him my name and here we are." She finished with a smile. Yugao stopped Karin before she could ask any more questions. "I wish I could tell you more, but I have to get back. People will start to notice if I'm gone for too long." Then she disappeared out the door and Karin could feel her chakra signature leave the area as Yugao shunshined away. "Whatcha doing Karin?" Naruto asked, referring to the messed up scroll on the table. "Gigi lent me a book on sealing. Now, explain." Naruto grinned at her. Actually, Yugao-ne covered pretty much everything. Karin was about to ask for more details but stopped after realizing that with Naruto, he probably didn't even remember what those were. Especially when food was involved. "Okay, but why call her Ne-san? Why not senpai?" Naruto shrugged. "It just kinda fits I guess. She told me it was okay to call her Ne-san." Karin sighed. "So what's this sealing stuff about?" Naruto said while glancing over the notes and other seals Karin had copied down. "It's a special type of jutsu, and from what I've read, the basic gist of it is if you write down certain things in a specific order, it allows you to do whatever you want." Naruto's eyes widened as the list of possible pranks he could pull expanded tenfold. Karin grinned, reading his mind like an open book. Which, frankly, wasn't all that hard, to begin with. But it gets really complicated and it takes a long time to write out. Also, you have to have perfect handwriting to make sure it doesn't accidentally blow up in your face. Naruto's expression went from awestruck to maniacal at the phrase, "blow up in your face." "So I can make things explode with fuinjutsu," Naruto said, his tail twitching excitedly behind him. Or you can blow yourself up if you do it wrong, Karin said, killing Naruto's good mood. Well, when you put it like that, he trailed off. Don't worry about it. Here, I'll teach you what I know so far. When you understand that, I'll tell you about an idea I have for a prank. Karin said, now wearing a grin of her own. Karin and Naruto spent another couple of hours poring over the book. Naruto picked up the basics of sealing just as quickly as Karin had, and he had the handwriting to match his knowledge as well. Karin, how are we gonna prank people with this stuff? Naruto said, getting bored of writing storage seals. Watch, Karin said, holding up a storage seal. If we put a paint bomb in here, Karin put a paint bomb inside of the storage seal. Then we add this trigger seal that I just made here, Karin applied the trigger to the storage seal. And then, when it's pulled off by, say a string attached to a door, the storage seal will activate and, Karin ripped the trigger off and the paint bomb appeared on the scroll. Like so. Naruto's eyes might as well have pooped out of his head and rolled away from the excitement on his face. Karin wore a grin that matched his own. When are we gonna set them up? Naruto didn't need to ask where. When it came to pranks, the demon duo made sure they happened everywhere. It's getting late, and I'm gonna make some dinner. We'll set them up tomorrow night when everything is closed down. Naruto's tail went rigid with anticipation. Oh, this is going to be so good. 34 hours 58 minutes 46 seconds later. 5:58, 46 a.m. Naruto and Karin sat on the roof of their apartment building. It had a perfect view of the surrounding area. They had snuck into multiple shops and small businesses and placed their seals along many doors just waiting to be opened. It's almost time, Naruto said, his trademark grin spreading across his face as he rubbed his clawed hands together, chuckling to himself. Get a grip, will you? You're acting like an even more of an idiot than you usually do. Karin said while shaking her head. Ah, come on, let me at least enjoy this a little bit. Never mind that, now shush, it's time. Karin quite Naruto with a wave of her hand. The pair snuck up the edge of the roof to have the best view. The clock struck 6 a.m. as shops began to open, but not with the usual calm demeanor. No, shouts of surprise and anger rang out across a small section of the village's shopkeepers and business owners found themselves covered in paint upon opening their door. Naruto and Karin absolutely loved it. Their plan had been a major success. Haha, I can't believe that they actually, ha 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 ha, fell for it, Naruto said in between laughs. Karin could hold her laughter in long enough to reply, she was too busy rolling around on top of the roof. Karin, those seals were amazing. When can we get another book on sealing? Naruto said, giving one last chuckle as he heard a long string of curses from one of their further targets. Karin who now had control of herself, turned to Naruto and wiped some tears from her eyes. I don't know, I told Gigi that I would finish the book by the end of the week. It's been 3 days, so he should definitely give us something good. Naruto nodded his head in approval. We should probably get to class, bring an extra bomb, I bet we can get Iruka-sensei as well. Karin said, walking down the side of the building to their window. Come on Naruto, we have to get there before Iruka-sensei if we're going to prank him, Karin called out, continuing down the building. Hey, slow down, you know I can't go as fast as you yet. Naruto called down to her, before slowly attaching his feet to the wall with his chakra and making his way down to their window. Naruto was just making it to the window when Karin jumped out. You're too slow Naruto, I already grabbed your stuff now let's go. Karin shouted behind her, taking off down the street. Karin, wait damn it. Naruto called out behind her as she ran. That's what you get for being slow. Karin shouted, rounding a corner, and ran right into what felt like a brick wall. Karin, who was just knocked on her, looked up to see a very unhappy looking man. He stood 6 feet tall with massive muscles, he had a shaved head and paint covering half his body. You're one of the demon brats, you're responsible for this aren't you? He said accusingly, pointing to the pain on his body. A couple of other villagers who also bore unhappy-looking faces. No sir. I was just on my way to the academy, I'm going to be late for class. The villagers either didn't hear her or didn't care. Karin guessed the latter. Do you really expect me to believe that a troublesome bitch like you is in the academy? The man said, inching closer, causing Karin to crawl her way backward. Hey Karin, where did you go? Naruto shouted, coming around the corner. The first thing he noticed was the big man standing over Karin with paint all over him, multiple villagers behind him sharing the same look. Naruto began laughing. What happened to you guys? He said while laughing at them. Naruto, don't, Karin said, still slowly crawling away. Naruto stopped laughing, fully taking in the scene. Karin on the ground, multiple angry villagers behind them, and a giant man that looked murderous. We were just on our way to class, so if you'll please just let us go, you won't ever have to see us again, Karin said, getting to her feet and backing away slowly. The man stared daggers into Karin's soul, she froze. Naruto's entire body, tail included, went rigid from sensing the pure hatred that emanated from the villagers. You're not going anywhere, he said, grabbing Karin's arm and forcefully pulling her towards him. Hands off, you fat bastard! Naruto shouted, leaping at the man, claws and teeth brandished like weapons. Naruto grabbed onto the wrist that held Karin, claws digging into the man's skin, and he bit down hard, drawing blood. The man screamed and let go of Karin. Naruto let go of his bite but still held onto the man's wrist. Using it as leverage, he jumped upwards and kicked him across the face. Get them! Someone shouted. Run! Naruto shouted. Karin didn't need to be told twice. Channeling her chakra to her legs, she and Naruto took off down the street. Karin, what the hell were you thinking? Naruto said, running alongside her. I didn't know there was going to be a crowd there. She shouted back. Whatever, just go. Karin nodded and continued running, the angry mob in hot pursuit, but ultimately unable to keep up with the twins' speed. After a few minutes, the twins finally made it to the front doors of the academy. My mouth tastes weird, Naruto said, spitting out blood. That's what you get for biting someone, Karin replied, handing him a scroll with his things sealed inside. You mean saving you? Naruto grumbled under his breath. Thank you for that, now hurry up and hide your tail. We're already late. Karin hurried them along. Naruto curled his tail and tucked it under the back of his shirt. When they walked into the classroom, everyone's eyes were on them. You're late, Iruka-sensei shouted at them. This is the 4th day in a row. Iruka was about to speak again, but Karin cut him off. We're sorry, Iruka-sensei. We had to take the long way today. Iruka stopped his rant, looking from Karin, who was out of breath, to Naruto, whose grin appeared to be painted red. I see. Naruto, go clean yourself up. Karin, take your seat. Karin nodded, taking her usual seat in the center of the class, right next to Naruto. TCH, they're late again. Yeah, the long way, I bet they were just trying to skip class again. Karin heard the murmurs from the other students in the class. All right, everyone, quiet down, Iruka said, tapping his clipboard against his desk, quieting everyone down. Today we are going to go over basic weapon handling skills. Everyone be outside at the training grounds in 5 minutes. Karin, please tell Naruto where we are and what we are doing. Karin nodded. Hi sensei. Perfect. This my chance to set up the paint bomb. Karin thought to herself as she watched everyone get up and leave. I wouldn't bother Karin. Naruto probably doesn't even know what the sharp edge of a kunai looks like. He'll never be as good as Sasuke-kun. One the fangirl said as she passed Karin, eliciting nods and other forms of agreement from the rest of the fangirls. TCH, I could slit your throat and you wouldn't even know what happened until you were dead, you banshee. Karin thought quietly. Yeah right, Naruto's gonna be Hokage, I'll make sure of it, Databane. Karin replied, flashing a trademark Naruto grin. The fangirls just rolled their eyes and swooned over their beloved Sasuke-kun. Karin waited until everyone had left the classroom, then pulled out the storage seal and trigger that she and Naruto made the previous day. You're gonna get it good, Iruka-sensei. Karin thought to herself as she finished setting up the trap right above the door. Hey Karin, where did everyone go? Naruto said, walking down the hallway, his hands in his pockets. We're doing weapon training today. Naruto groaned. Weapons training was his least favorite thing to do, in school at least. He had no problem with it when he could let loose with Neko-sensei and Inu-sensei. Why can't we just show everyone how good we are? I want to get out of this dumb academy, and show up Sasuke-tem so that all of his dumb fangirls will shut up. Karin rolled her eyes even though she agreed with Naruto. She didn't like having to hide either, and those fangirls were really annoying. Karin honestly had no idea how Sasuke put up with them all day. I don't like hiding either, but remember what Neko-sensei said. Naruto sighed. Yeah, hiding for our own safety and to fit in. Come on, Iruka-sensei is already mad at us for being late to class and I want to get a new sealing book from Hokage Gigi, Karin said, grabbing Naruto's arm and dragging him outside. When the duo made it to the training ground, the other kids had already begun practicing throwing kunai and shuriken. Look at that, the two dobi finally decided to show up. Some kids said, quietly enough so that Iruka couldn't hear it. Naruto, however, with his advanced hearing, heard every word. Naruto scowled, and Karin put a hand on his shoulder, shaking her head. Ah, Naruto, Karin, I'm glad you're here. Pick a line and grab some ninja tools. Naruto and Karin grabbed their tools and got in line. Eventually, it became Naruto's turn. Remember, I know already. Then don't screw up. Naruto winked at her and took up his position at the throwing line. Naruto threw one kunai after the other. Thunk. One kunai landed in the outer ring of the target, right where Naruto aimed it. Thunk. Another one in the outer ring, this time on the opposite side of the target. Tink. One kunai bounced off the target, this time in an inner ring. Just give up, Naruto, you'll never be as good as Sasuke-kun. A fangirl called out. Naruto rolled his eyes and brushed off the comment. Tink. He bounced another kunai off the target. Why do you even try? You'll always be the dead last. Another voice rang out. Naruto was starting to get pissed off. Thunk. Whump. The next kunai Naruto threw stuck in one of the inner rings of the target for a moment before falling to the ground. TCH, stupid Naruto. Naruto was getting really angry now. He missed the target on purpose this time. Unfortunately, nobody but him and Karin knew that. Man, I feel bad for him. It must be so bad at this. Naruto grabbed 3 kunai and threw them at the same time. 2 missed the target and 1 stuck the target in the inner rings. He's only hit 3, is he blind or something? It doesn't matter. No one can beat Sasuke-kun, especially not dead lasts like Naruto and Karin. Naruto's patience broke. Will you all shut up? I can hear you from here, Dadbayo. It's impossible to concentrate. Most of the kids shut up, but the fangirls took it as a direct challenge. Whatever. You'll never be as good as Sasuke-kun. You should just drop out. Why are you even here? Nobody likes you. The assault on Naruto's ears was deafening. He felt Karin's hand on his shoulder in an attempt to calm him down. He looked back at Karin, who wore a scowl on her face for him. But don't overdo it. Naruto nodded and took a step back. His eyes flashed crimson, and he stepped forward and let the kunai fly. It sailed through the air faster than any of the kids could see, and sunk into the dead center of the target. The blade of the kunai was buried halfway. Everyone had an awestruck look on their face, even the fangirls. The only person whose face remained indifferent was Sasuke. Iruka's jaw nearly dropped before he got a hold of himself. Good job, Naruto. Karin, you're up next. Karin nodded and took her place behind the line. Karin followed the exact same routine Naruto did, but on the opposite sides of the target. Karin was met with the same distasteful comments that Naruto had, but much quieter. It didn't change the fact that Naruto could hear them. Okay class, listen up. Iruka called out, getting everyone's attention. Since we finished with weapons early, we are going to do some taijutsu spars. Everyone find a partner and pair up. Under normal circumstances, Naruto would have challenged Sasuke and lost purposefully. Today, however, Naruto wasn't sure if he would be able to hide his true abilities from his classmates. Hey Karin, come spar with me. It wasn't really a question. Sure, I won't play dirty if you don't. Naruto smiled. Deal. Karin returned his smile. Hey, Iruka-sensei, I wanna fight Naruto first. Karin called out. Why what? Hold on a second. Naruto sputtered, not expecting to go first. Sure thing Karin, step into the ring. Hold on a second. Naruto called after Karin as she took up her position in the ring. You ready Naruto? Karin asked. Naruto nodded sullenly, taking up a defensive stance. Alright, here are the rules. No ninjutsu, genjutsu, or weapons. Taijutsu only. For this match you may use any form of taijutsu. Naruto perked up at that statement. Any form Iruka-sensei. Iruka looked slightly annoyed at being interrupted. Yes, Naruto, any form, now no more interruptions. The first one to surrender, be unable to fight, or step out of the ring loses. Both Karin and Naruto nodded in acknowledgement of the rules. Ready. Naruto changed his stance, it was wider and made Naruto look more feral. He bared his teeth and brandished his claws. Karin shot him a glare. You better hope no one recognizes that style Naruto, if we are found out Hokage Gigi will have our heads. Naruto just grinned, his stance didn't change. Begin. Iruka called out. Naruto launched himself at Karin, using his claws to swipe at her face. A move she easily blocked. Damn it Naruto. Karin launched into a combo move, swinging a right hook at Naruto's head. Naruto ducked the attack and Karin dropped into a crouch, using the momentum she gained from the right hook to spin and sweep at Naruto's legs. Naruto jumped the attack only to receive a kick to the chest. Naruto felt himself slide backward from the force of the attack, but not enough to push him out of the ring. I thought we were going easy. Naruto said playfully. In your dreams maybe, Karin responded while smirking. Naruto let out a not-so-threatening growl that sounded more like an annoyed grumble. Naruto then ran at Karin. He jumped forward onto all fours, planted his hands on the ground to use his leverage, and twisted into a drop kick. Karin saw this coming however and dodged to the side before punching Naruto in the gut. Naruto let out a satisfying oomph and fell back, struggling to catch his breath. Karin gave him no time to do so and she went in for a finishing blow. Naruto had just enough time to turn and duck out of the way, but Karin happened to catch his shirt, lifting it up and knocking him off balance. It also revealed his tail which he was trying to conceal. Multiple shocked gasps came from the sidelines and Naruto's bright orange tail swayed behind him. He has a tail. What the hell? He really is a freak. Does she have one as well? Multiple questions rang out from the spectators, all of which Naruto and Karin ignored. I thought we were trying to keep this hidden Karin. This means I get to fight dirty now. Naruto said, teasing her. Oh come on, you know it was an accident. 1. 2. You don't want to fight dirty with that out in the open. Naruto glanced back at his tail to consider his options. Karin used this distraction to launch an attack. But Naruto heard her coming and blocked it, then countered with a punch of his own that knocked the breath from Karin's lungs. Taking advantage of his opportunity, Naruto pinned her to the ground. Naruto wins. Good job you two. Next. Iruka called out to the next pair that stepped forward. Karin smacked Naruto in the back of the head. You idiot. You know we are supposed to hide our abilities. Karin hissed at him. And whose fault is it that everyone knows about my tail now? Naruto responded, crossing his arms. Whatever, Karin said, swiftly giving an annoyed tug on his fluffy appendage. Naruto cried out in both surprise and pain, will you stop that? It hurts like hell Datbayo. And I don't want anybody else thinking that they can just start pulling on it. He thought to himself. Just put it away Naruto. Naruto stuck his tongue out before curling up his tail and hiding it under his shirt. Hey, Naruto. While Iruka-sensei is busy, let's go visit Gigi and get him to give us his book on sealing. Karin whispered to him, looking around to make sure they weren't overheard. Naruto cracked a grin and after a quick sweep of the area, nodded to Karin and took off with Karin close behind him. Now that no one was looking, both Naruto and Karin were free to use their full speed. Racing the fairly short distance to the Hokage Tower, Naruto and Karin ran through the open doors and up the tower. Seeing the twins in the tower was a common occurrence, so no one made a move to stop them. Some of the people gave them distasteful looks, but nobody said anything. Naruto and Karin ran up to the Hokage's office, Naruto putting his hand on the door first. I win, he called out before opening the door. Hey, no fair, you know you're much faster than me. Naruto had stopped in the doorway looking inside. Karin stopped right behind him. A strange old man with bandages across his face, one arm in a sling and a cane stood in the Hokage's office. The Hokage himself was not in there, however. Hey old man, do you know where Hokage Gigi is? Naruto said, completely disregarding the off-putting sense that this man gave off. I'm sorry, but who are you? The man replied. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and this is my twin sister Karin. The man looked unfazed, bored even. I see. You know, it's quite rude to barge into someone's office without asking permission first. Naruto just shrugged his shoulders. Old man Gigi said it was fine if we come and visit him. Where is the old man? Naruto asked again. The man scoffed. That, old man, as you so crudely put it, is the Hokage. Or have you no respect for your elders? Naruto and Karin had met the village elders once when they had accidentally stumbled in on a meeting while they were going to visit the Hokage. The elders were not discreet about their dislike for the twins. Naruto flashed his teeth at the old man. The elders can have my respect when they earn it, Naruto said, assuming that the old man in front of them was another one of the pompous, stuck-up asses that they had met before. The strange man didn't change his posture. In fact, he didn't move at all. But Karin felt a wave of fear enter her body like this man was about to kill the both of them on the spot. Naruto, I think this is a bad time, we should go. Naruto seemed unaffected by this but decided not to press his point after sensing that they weren't going to get any answers out of the man. Yeah, sorry for bothering you, old man. Karin could have sworn she saw a scowl before the man's lips turned up into a small smile. I'll tell the Hokage that you two were looking for him. Naruto and Karin left the Hokage tower shortly after that encounter. I don't like him, he's kinda scary, Karin said, remembering that wave of concentrated fear that overcame her when that man looked at her. Ah, don't tell me you're scared of an old fart like him. Naruto teased. Karin reached for his head but he dodged out of the way. Oh hell no, I'm never letting you touch my head again, Naruto said. He pointed an accusatory finger at her. You already pull my tail often enough, I'm not gonna let you touch my head either. Naruto was still embarrassed that he had a trigger that caused him to purr like a kitten, as Karin so elegantly put it. Totally not cool. As such, Naruto had elected to forget the incident ever happened while still keeping any and all hands away from his head as much as possible. I wasn't going to do that. Naruto has also made Karin swear an oath of silence on the matter. One that prevented her from discussing it in public. Were to. Was not. You definitely were. No, I definitely was not. The twin bickered loudly as they walked down the street. They kept at it until someone shouted at them to, shut the hell up you stupid demon brats. Both Naruto and Karin stuck their tongues out at the offending voice and instantly jumped to the safety of the rooftops, not interested in escaping another mob of angry villagers. What are we gonna do now? The academy is boring and I don't want to go back, Karin stated in a bored tone. Iruka-sensei is probably trying to track us down right now, Naruto said, scratching his chin sagely. I have an idea, he shouted suddenly. Karin immediately put her hand over his mouth. Not so loud, idiot, she hissed at him. But what is it? Naruto grinned. Where's the one place we never go that probably has a bunch of stuff on Fuinjutsu? Karin, though, for a moment before coming to the same conclusion Naruto had, and now sported a matching grin. The library, she answered. Instantly they both began running towards the library. Honestly, Naruto, I have to say I'm surprised. You never read books, ever. For you to mention the library, it's impressive. Karin said in a mocking tone. Hey, just because I don't like ready doesn't mean I don't know what the library is. Karin's grin had yet to fade. Okay, so you know what the library is, but do you know where? Naruto nodded, his tail flicking from side to side with his movement. It's this way, he said with complete confidence. PFF'd, you idiot, Karin said, flicking his forehead. Hey, wah, it's this way. Karin called out as she took off in a different direction. The twins stopped in front of the library a few minutes later. They didn't even make it inside the door before they were chased away with death threats and very heavy-looking books that would hurt if thrown at them. AARRRRGH. We can't do anything without them glaring at us or attacking us. Why? Naruto shouted to the world, earning deathly glares in response. It's not that big of a deal, Naruto. We'll just sneak in, Karin said, patting his shoulder. I know, but we shouldn't have to in the first place. Naruto crossed his arms with a pouty face on. A few seconds later the twins were inside the library on one of the upper floors. Where are we? Naruto said. It looks like we're in the upper levels, you know, the restricted areas, Karin said as they wandered in between the shelves. Why do they need to restrict books? That seems really dumb, Naruto commented as his gaze wandered the many shelves and countless books that adorned them. Probably because some of the information in these is dangerous in the wrong hands, or because, Karin stopped short, a harsh blush forming across her face as she snapped shut a little orange book that she just so happened to pick up. Because what? Hey, Karin, are you feeling okay? Your face looks red, like, really red. Karin just shook her head and dropped the book, kicking it away from her with her heel. No, I'm fine. It's just, never mind. We were finding a ceiling book, right? Yeah, let's do that, haha. Karin said, the words coming out of her mouth at a near incomprehensible speed. As they continued on, a masked Jonin with gravity-defying silver hair appeared in a shunshin in the aisle that the twins had just left. Aha, so that's where I left my book. I wonder why it's on the floor. The Jonin thought to himself, scratching his head. I can't be bothered enough to care. And he shunshined away to enjoy his book. Naruto grabbed a book off one of the shelves. Sealing Tools and Battlefield Applications, the title read. Hey, Karin, Che. Karin was at his side instantly, her crimson hair taking a moment to catch up with her as the slammed a hand over his mouth. We're in a library, you idiot. Are you trying to get us caught? Karin yelled in a whisper. Naruto held up his hand and pointed to the book. His tail swished from side to side with excitement and anticipation. Karin loosed a breath she didn't know she was holding. Let's get out of here. I don't want to get caught. The librarian's a bitch and I don't want to have to beat her up. Naruto nodded and they exited the building through the window they came in. Naruto and Karin were bouncing across the rooftops when Naruto suddenly skidded to a stop. Why'd you stop? Karin said, confused by her brother's actions. I thought I heard a girl crying. He said while tilting his head to the side to hear better. Yeah, it's this way. Naruto bounded off towards the sound. Naruto stopped. Karin right behind him, viewed the scene. A little girl he recognized from their class by her lavender hair and pale eyes, was on the ground crying surrounded by 3 boys. What's the matter? I thought the Hyuga were so high and mighty. You should apologize for running into us like that. Yeah, you stupid brat, apologize. I'm SSS sorry. The poor girl squeaked out. What was that? I couldn't hear you. Say it again. The poor girl was shaking, she couldn't handle the stress. I'm SS sorry. She choked out in between sobs. That wasn't good enough. Apologize like you mean it. The boys' leader shouted at her. Naruto was livid. A small voice in the back of his head told him not to worry about it, that the villagers treated him the same way and that someone should share that pain. But Naruto ignored it. Instead, he jumped right in front of the boys and pushed one away. Leave her alone. What the hell did she do to you, huh? Naruto shouted at them, his tail flicking aggressively. Hey, look at these boys, the demon brat is standing up for the clan bitch. The other boys laughed at the comment. We just wanted an apology from the Hyuga bitch for running into us, but now we get to beat up the demon brat as well. This is just too good. While Naruto faced off against the boys, Karin jumped down to the Hyuga girl to take care of her. Hey, my name is Karin. Karin Uzumaki, that's my brother Naruto. Are you hurt at all? The lavender-eyed girl shook her head. No. Thank you for saving me. She stuttered out. It's okay, my brother will deal with those mean boys. Let's get you out of here. Karin said as she placed one of the Hyuga girl's arms over her shoulder and helped her up. You stupid demon bastard. Die, shouted from the fight reached the two girls. Naruto wasn't fighting them seriously. If he was, then they would have been beaten up a while ago. But Naruto had to keep his promise to his senseis, to keep his true abilities hidden from the rest of the village until he became a ninja, for his own safety. Naruto gritted his teeth as he took a punch to the gut. Damn, that really hurt. He thought as he lashed out, clawing the kid that punished him across the arm. The boy screamed in pain. Oh, shut up, you bitch. Naruto thought. Ah, what's the matter? You can bully a defenseless girl, but you can't take a hit. Naruto was taunting them. He wanted them to get angry and make mistakes. And they did. The boy that he taunted threw a wild punch that Naruto easily dodged and punched the kid in the gut so hard it knocked him out. 1 down, 2 to go. The other boys didn't like the sight of their leader being taken out by the demon brat, and they retaliate fiercely. But Naruto was faster and better. He made sure to take a few hits before taking care of the other two boys, also knocking them out. Naruto wiped some blood away from his mouth. Sporting one of his trademark grins, he walked back over to his sister and the Hyuga girl that they saved. I took care of the bad guys. He called out, shoving his hands in his pockets and letting his tail swish back and forth freely. Thank you for saving me and Naruto-kun, Karin-chan. The girl said. Naruto smiled. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna let some stupid bullies like those guys run around the village attacking defenseless girls. Not if I'm gonna be Hokage someday. Naruto said, giving the girl a thumbs up. What's your name, by the way? You never told me, Karin said. The girl blushed and tried to hide her face in her jacket. My name is Hinata. She said. Well, you're safe now, Hinata-chan. Do you want us to take you home? Karin said, pushing up her glasses. Hinata nodded, wiping a tear away from her eye. Okay, where you live? Naruto said, his volume still not knowing any form of control. Karin whacked him for it. You're too loud, Naruto. Hinata-chan is gonna get mad at you. Hinata's face went red again. No, it's really. She said too quietly for them to hear. Lady Hinata, there you are, I've been looking all over for you. An older Hyuga came running towards them. Hey Hinata, you know this guy? Naruto said, pointing to the Hyuga running towards them. He's my caretaker. Naruto scoffed. Some job he's doing, letting you get bullied like that. Hey caretaker guy, I wanna talk to you. Naruto called out. Lady Hinata, the caretaker stopped after seeing Naruto and Karin. The two of them death glares and activated his Byakugan. Get your filthy hands off of Lady Hinata, you demon brats. He said, taking up the Hyuga fighting stance. Naruto, who had no idea how to read social cues, just continued on with his rant. Hey, you big idiot. Hinata was being attacked by those boys over there and my sister and I had to come in and save her. The man looked unconvinced. I said, get your filthy hands off of Lady Hinata. Hake Rokujin Show. The caretaker attacked Naruto, hitting his tenketsu points rapidly, effectively knocking him out. Naruto. Karin screamed. The caretaker rounded on her next, doing the same thing he did to Naruto, hardly holding anything back. A second later, Karin fell to the ground unconscious. Are you unhurt, Lady Hinata? The caretaker asked, deactivating his Byakugan. Why did you attack them? They saved me, Hinata exclaimed. Don't associate with them, Lady Hinata. I will not have them taint your mind with their presence. Come now, your father must hear of this. Hinata struggled against her caretaker's grip. No, we have to help them. They saved me from those boys. Hinata was practically shouting now, tears streaming down her face once again. Lady Hinata, we must return to the compound. The caretaker said again, pulling on Hinata's wrist harder. No, Hinata shouted, unconsciously sending a burst of chakra to her hand and forcing the carter's hand off of her wrist. I am Lady Hinta of the Hyuga clan, and as such, I am ordering you to help me take these two in so that they can heal. You have no right to defy me, Hinata said in an uncharacteristically stern voice. The caretaker sighed. Your father will hear of this, Lady Hinata, and he will be very disappointed in you. Hinata remained unwavering. How is that any different than how he treats me now? The caretaker was shocked to hear Hinata say such a thing, but complied with her order and picked up the twins to bring them back to the Hyuga compound. Back at the Hyuga compound, Naruto and Karin had their wounds treated by Hinata and some of the other caretakers. Hinata didn't fail to notice the looks of scorn and disdain that were given to the twins. Why do they look at them like that? What did they do? With those thoughts running through her mind, the young Hyuga placed a cold rag over Karin's forehead. Hiyashi Hyuga was dealing with the caretaker in another room. Tell me why the Uzumaki siblings are in my house this instant, and you better choose your words very carefully. For your own sake, the elder Hyuga said in a scarily calm voice. I am very sorry, Lord Hyuga, but I had no choice. Lady Hinata ordered it. Hiyashi raised an eyebrow. Tell me exactly what happened. Yes, Lord Hiyashi. Lady Hinata had run away from the compound and I went to look for her. When I arrived on the scene, she was being supported by the she-demon. The caretaker spat the words she-demon out like a rotten vegetable. There were 3 unconscious boys behind them and I had assumed that the boys were attacked by those devils. I instructed them to remove their hands from Lady Hinata. When they refused, I forcefully removed them from her. The elder Hyuga looked unimpressed. So you attacked them? Yes, Lord Hiyashi. But is it? The old Hyuga's face grew even sterner somehow. I do not recall asking for your opinion. I will allow this transgression to pass for the sake of time, but do not let it happen again. Yes, thank you, Lord Hiyashi. Anyways, when both assailants were taken care of, I grabbed Lady Hinata to pull her away from the scene and back to the compound. However, she refused to comply. When I attempted more forceful means of extraction, she used the gentle fist to remove my hand from hers. It was then that she ordered me to take the 2 demons in for medical treatment. The Hyuga scratched his chin. He was well aware of how the Yondaime Hokage's children were treated. He was never particularly fond of the Yondaime Hokage and by extension his family. However, he never actually hated him or his wife and now children. And if these children managed to bring Hinata into such a state as to use the gentle fist unconsciously, perhaps it might be worth keeping close tabs on these 2 children. I see. You are dismissed. How I deal with you will greatly depend on what my daughter has to say. So you had best hope that she is feeling generous. The Hyuga said sternly before standing and going to see the children that had caused such a commotion. Hinata had stayed with the twins, fearing for their safety based on everyone's reaction to their arrival. She overheard the other Hyuga talking about how they had poisoned her mind, and had corrupted her soul. Hinata didn't understand why they would say such things. The twins were so nice, and they had saved her from those mean boys. She idly rested a hand on Naruto's head to check his temperature, blushing as she did so. She nearly jumped out of her skin when her father opened the door behind her. Hinata, why are they here? Her father said, his voice and face betraying no emotions whatsoever. Because they saved me. Hiyashi raised an eyebrow. That's not what I heard from your caretaker. Hinata shook her head. He wasn't there. Those boys were being mean to me, and then they showed up and saved me. Hinata said, trying to bury her face in her jacket. Is that so? I'm also told that you used the gentle fist to push your caretaker away. Hinata's face fell. I didn't do it on purpose. He attacked them even though they defended me. He called them demons. Hinata felt her face flush. Didn't even mean to do it. She added quietly. Hiyashi looked over his eldest daughter's shoulder to view the twins, and his eyes widened ever so slightly in surprise. They are spitting images of their parents. If they weren't so young even I would have mistaken them for Minato and Kushina. Can they stay father? Hinata said. This was yet another surprise for Hiyashi. His daughter hardly asked anything of him, much less spoke to him. He nodded. They may stay until they are healed. When they both wake up, both myself and the elders would like to speak to them. Hinata nodded. Yes, father. Hiyashi turned to leave. Wait, father. The Hyuga clan leader turned to face his daughter again. Why does everyone look at them like they hate them? They call them mean and hurtful things. They haven't even done anything, so why does everyone call them demons? This completely caught Hiyashi off guard. He wasn't able to speak of the events of that night 8 years ago, but even still he was able to honestly answer his daughter's question. I'm afraid I do not know. Naruto woke to find himself staring at a white-gray ceiling. Ceiling. That's not right. I should be looking at the sky. Especially since those boys. Hinata. The douchebag caretaker attacked Karin. Naruto shot upright. He heard a surprise shout from right next to him. He looked over his shoulder to see a surprised, scared-looking Hinata. Hinata, where's Karin? Naruto said, looking frantic. It's okay Naruto-kun. She's resting right there. Naruto was by his sister's side in a flash of speed near impossible for his age. His tail would have been left behind had it not been attached to him. Karin. Hey Karin, you okay? Karin slowly opened her eyes. She sat up, her deep red hair hiding her face. Naruto felt the air in the room shift and instinctively backed away from Karin, whose hair began to rise and multiple tick marks appearing on her forehead. Naruto, what have I told you about waking me up when I'm sleeping? Karin said quietly and coldly. Her voice promising the pure essence of pain itself. I'm really sorry Karin, Naruto said, his eyes wide with fear as he found himself on his knees in front of his sister. Please don't hurt me. His pleas fell on deaf eyes as Hinata watched Naruto's sister smack him with a fist to the face. Karin-chan, please don't hurt Naruto-kun. Hinata said, now terrified of the red-headed demon twin in front of her. Karin's hair instantly dropped and she turned much more pleasant as she faced the poor, cowering Hinata. It's okay Hinata, heal. I'm sorry if I scared you. Karin said with a genuine smile on her face. That's okay. My father wants to. She was cut off as her father entered the room. He took one look at the situation and decided against questioning it. You too, he said in a commanding voice to Naruto and Karin, myself and the elders wish to speak with you. Follow me. Naruto and Karin rose to follow the Hyuga, but Hinata stopped them before they could exit the room. BBC careful. The elder C can BBSS scary. Naruto and Karin flashed their trademark grins. We aren't gonna let some old-timers walk all over us, Naruto said, giving a thumbs up. Yeah, even Hokage Gigi can't handle us sometimes. We'll be fine, Karin said, placing a reassuring hand on Hinata's shoulder before they both exited the room. Naruto and Karin followed Hinata's father through the Hyuga compound. Naruto could feel the glares and hate coming from the other Hyuga clan members, Karin could feel the negativity in their chakra. We will be in here, was all the old Hyuga said before entering a darkened room. Naruto instantly felt hatred 10 times worse than anything he felt outside in the compound. He took up a defensive position in front of Karin, matching each of the elders' glares with one of his own and a threatening growl to go with it. Look at this insolent child, he has no respect for his elders. An old female Hyuga said. Both of them. Wait, aren't those two the demon brats? Another old Hyuga said. What are they doing here? They should be executed for such a crime. At the word, executed, Naruto's growl doubled in the promised threat behind it, his stance changing into a more defensive stance, but one that could easily be launched into an offensive one. Enough. Hiashi roared. These two were brought in by Lady Hinata for medical treatment because they saved her from the boys that meant to cause her harm. And her idiot caretaker was just as blind as you are and attacked them. So if you cannot control yourselves, you will leave this meeting, am I understood? The elders instantly quieted, but the hatred in the room remained the same. My apologies, you two. Please sit. Karin moved to sit, slowly, still not trusting her current environment. Naruto made no such move, his tail swaying viscously, his fangs and claws bared. Under different circumstances, I might have mistaken him for an Inuzuka. Hiashi thought to himself. Are you hard of the hearing, boy? He told you to sit down. And old Hyuga male said from the back. You all hate us even more than the people running around this place. If it weren't for old man Pale Eyes right here, I bet you would have attacked us again. Naruto said, his voice betraying some of his anger. What did you say? That Lord Hiashi Hyuga of the Hyuga clan. You will treat him with respect. The Hyuga elder shouted at the twins. Naruto, it's alright. I don't think we're in immediate danger. Karin said, placing her hand on his. Naruto looked from Karin to the elders, and back to Karin before, albeit begrudgingly, sitting down beside his sister. You should listen to your sister brat, for being the demon's bitch she clearly has more sense than you do. Karin had to tackle Naruto as he tried to attack the man who said that. Enough, roared Hiashi, his Byakugan flaring to life as he rounded on the elders. You act like children and you insult our guests, yet you have the audacity to call yourselves elders. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. If this is how you treat children, then I would have half a mind to demote you all to branch family. Now get out. We will discuss this later. The elders were all taken back by the clan head's statement, but they begrudgingly left the room, shooting glares at the twins on their way out. Hiashi watched them leave with rage on his face. What are these old fools playing at? They are our village Jinchuriki and they think they can treat them like trash. Call for their heads. Hiashi deactivated his Byakugan as the last of the elders left. He sighed and sat down, facing the twins. My deepest apologies, those old fools have gone senile. Can't tell a kunai from the scroll it's sealed in. Karin perked her head up, still on top of Naruto. Don't worry about it, Lord Hiashi, this happens every day. We're used to it. Hey, old man Pale Eyes, what did you mean by, they can't tell a kunai from the scroll it's sealed in? Naruto said, Karin still on top of him. And Karin, get off me, will ya? Are you going to attack somebody? Karin said, her face already doubting his unspoken answer. Yeah, I'm fine now that they're gone. Hiashi sighed. They really are carbon copies of Minato and Kushina. To answer your question, Naruto, it was merely an analogy. Hiashi's face turned back to the rest stone cold look it always had. Anyways, as I understand it, you saved my daughter from 3 bullies while she was defenseless and outnumbered. I would like to hear your account of what happened. Karin looked skeptical, but Naruto immediately launched into the story. So, Karin and I were coming back from the library when I thought I heard someone crying. When we went to check it out, we saw Hinata on the ground crying while those jerks were demanding she apologize for something. Then they started yelling at her saying that her apology wasn't good enough and pushed her. Then Karin went to help Hinata and I kicked their asses. After that, that useless caretaker guy came up and attacked us. Hiyashi looked unimpressed. I see. Is that all? Naruto nodded. Yeah, that guy is a real D. Karin cut him off with a hand over his mouth. Not quite, Lord Hiyashi. When that caretaker attacked us, he did some weird taijutsu thing with his hands, and I can't feel my chakra. Would you happen to know what might have caused that? Hiyashi sighed to himself. Just like Kushina, polite when she wasn't to be, but terrifying when she is angry. I believe I can help you with that. One moment. Byakugan. Karin and Naruto held still while Hiyashi inspected them with his Byakugan. I can reverse the damage done to your chakra network. There might be some pain, however. Karin, right, you will want to hold your brother up. Hiyashi instructed. Karin took a position behind Naruto. Are you prepared? Naruto nodded. Good. Hiyashi struck Naruto's tenketsu points, opening them back up. A few moments later, once both Naruto and Karin were able to use their chakra again, Hiyashi sat them back down. I would like to thank you both for saving my daughter. If there is anything you desire that is within my power, I will grant it to you. We don't need a reward for doing the right thing, Karin said. Naruto looked disappointed. Karin guessed that he had been about to ask for something ramen related, but Naruto nodded in agreement anyway. Then, may I make a request of the both of you? Naruto and Karin shared a look. What is it, old man Pale Eyes? I have two things to ask of you. 1. Stop calling, old man Pale Eyes. 2. I ask that you would consider being friends with my daughter. She seems to like you both. I would like for you two to come by at least once a month. And I believe you may give her the push necessary to complete her training and become the clan heir. He didn't bother saying, but I like the name, Old Man Pale Eyes. Naruto whined, earning a smack on the back of the head from Karin. We would be honored, Lord Heishi. She said while glaring daggers at Naruto. I get it. You don't have to hit so hard. Naruto said while massaging the brand new lump on the back of his head. I suppose that is settled then. Would you like an escort home? Hiyashi asked them. Nah, we can make our home just fine. Thanks for taking care of us, Hiyashi-san. Naruto tried and failed to duck another swing from Karin. Ow. What the hell, Karin? I didn't even call him Old Man Pale Eyes. Naruto instantly realized his mistake, but it was too late. My apologies, Lord Hiyashi, Karin said, lifting an unconscious Naruto over her shoulder. My brother and I will be taking our leave now. Hiyashi nodded. Allow me to escort you to the gate. Karin followed Hiyashi out of the compound and to the street. Thank you for your hospitality, Lord Hiyashi, Karin said, bowing to the clan leader. I shall send for you in a month's time. And once again, thank you for saving my daughter. Karin smiled the trademark Naruto grin. It was no problem, Lord Hiyashi. See you in a month. Karin raced home, with Naruto on her back. Her spirits high, knowing that for the first time in her and Naruto's life, they would have a friend.